Hello, mate. Bobby, yeah. You arranged to meet a 14-year-old boy here today for sex?
No.
Yes, you have, mate. Do you want me to get the stuff out and show you? I've got all the chat log there, buddy. It's all screenshotted. It's all there. The police are on their way right now.
You're joking.
I'm a paedophile hunter, mate. It's what I do. I'm afraid you're under a citizen's arrest, so I'm not going to let you go anywhere, okay?
No, please.
This is a sting by a British paedophile hunter.
Do you have an attraction to younger boys?
Yes, but I've never been with one.
They're dramatic, compelling, and sometimes help put sex offenders behind bars. But there are other consequences.
They're robbing those people of justice. It's us that have to pick up the pieces.
Tell me why we're here.
We have found a string of suicides.
The colour drains from his face, and he knows that he's in trouble.
What sort of message is Robert?
And the unanswered questions left by them.
My life's over. What's he done?
This your dad?
Yes, that's my dad. Daddy's girl. I can't believe they're the only ones that I've got with him on the day. I love him a bit. Yeah, I was a born entertainer. Like, he didn't write his speech or anything, it just straight off the cuff on the day. You know, we used to chat about anything and everything. He was the person who, if I was upset, obviously I would go to, all I wanted was a cuddle off my daddy.
It was a close relationship. But then one Sunday, Leslie was at home with her daughter and a message came through on her phone.
My friend just saying, oh, look, don't really know how to say this to you, Leslie, but there's a video going around on Facebook. It's your dad. And then I saw the video.
Leslie's dad, Michael Duff, had been filmed in one of these stings by a paedophile hunter group. He thought he was meeting a 15-year-old girl.
I just sort of like sat in shock, and I must have been screaming because I'm an adult. My daughter was upstairs. She was only 15 at the time. She come down because she could hear me screaming. And she asked me what was wrong. And I have to live with the fact for the rest of my life. Because I wasn't thinking, I just went like that. When your granddad's a paedophile. And I showed her the video. It was on Facebook, and I could already see what mutual friends had viewed it. So it was out there, and there was nothing I could do. I never spoke to him again.
Nothing. Michael handed himself into the police that day and had his computers confiscated, but he was released after questioning, and 2 days later, he killed himself. The so-called paedophile hunters that carried out the sting disappeared. Michael Duff's case isn't isolated. We found at least 7 other people who've killed themselves after being confronted by paedophile hunters. The majority of these men took their own lives within days of being filmed and then put all over social media. And crucially, that means before police charge them with anything. How's that, Jamie? I've come to meet someone on the other side of this story. See you in a sec. Jamie? Jamie Lee is a prolific paedophile hunter. He doesn't want to show us his face.
If you find young boys in school uniform attractive, what are you? Do you like young boys?
Yes, but I've never been with one.
This man killed himself after Jamie's sting. In this case, it was after conviction and serving prison time, but it was still a huge shock.
He admitted everything once he realised that was it, and that he'd been caught red-handed. Never expected this to happen, though. My goal is for these men to face what they've done, and I was devastated when I found out Robert had killed himself, more so for his family. I'm not going to lie, I'm still telling myself it's not my fault. I just feel slightly guilty that a man has lost his life because of maybe the actions and the way I approached it.
While he believes in his cause, Jamie is starting to worry about the tactics used by paedophile hunters, and so are the National Police Chiefs Council, the body that oversees police forces. They're concerned about undermining police investigations with poor evidence, vigilante retaliation, and suicides. For Leslie, one of the biggest problems is not knowing what her father has actually done or not done.
I understand where people will say, but the thought was there. But the reality is he may not have actually committed any crime at all. We don't know. Because as soon as he committed suicide, the case was closed.
All Leslie has now is questions and no way of getting answers to them.
How did my dad do anything like that? How was my dad associated with anything like that? It's not the dad that I grew up with, the dad that I loved. You know, I mean, he had a grandchild the same age. And then as if all of that wasn't bad enough, then you have to deal with other people's reactions to it. And that's when the real fun begins. I've had threats, threatening to rape me, rape my daughter.
Someone even posted a video of Leslie's dad's dead body on Facebook and tagged her in it.
Being carried from the house to the ambulance in his body bag, that was put on Facebook. By someone I knew. Just look, there's the paedophile being carried out. That's another one dead. Still my dad. I've always wanted to meet a hunter because I want to understand why it is that they do what they do, why they feel the need to be so public about it and post it on the social media so everyone gets to see it.
Hello.
Hi Jamie, you alright? I was wondering if you'd be willing to meet up with her and have... We're trying to arrange a meeting between Leslie and Jamie the hunter.
I can't win a wife, you want to meet me? Yeah.
What if when he starts explaining why they post it online and everything, will that change my views on it being posted online?
Jamie's now agreed to show his face.
Hi, Leslie, and you.
At this point, I leave Jamie and Leslie to their conversation.
Thank you, yourself.
This will be the first time I've been on TV or any sort of thing like that when my face is shown, because I don't want people to say, oh look, that's that guy who does that, ain't he great? Not great. It's not great, it's not, it's horrible. I have to talk to these people, I have to listen to what they want to do to children, it makes me sick.
Because obviously, yeah, you're one of the online hunters. How did you get actually into that?
I've had previous history of abuse in my family. It was actually my mum's husband, not my father, someone else she married. He abused me. He got 5 years in prison, didn't serve 5 years. We didn't really get much help with regards to mental health afterwards. It's not just the abuse that messes a family up, it's afterwards for years, it stays forever. Or if I can stop that happening to somebody else, then I will do with all my strength, you know what I mean? I think people should know these people and what they look like and what they're capable of.
I understand obviously wanting to work with the police and get convictions, but why is there the need to then live stream it and put it on Facebook?
Because I don't think people gave enough exposure to the people who was dangerous to our children. It's awkward because if you get it wrong, it can be disastrous.
You're not just exposing that person?
No.
At no point is it just that person that's exposed. You're then exposing all of their family.
My argument's always been like, not live streaming it and then it comes out in the paper, it's still going to come out. They're still going to get the stick, they're still going to know who you are, they're still going to know who your kids are and what school they go to and your name.
I think like with my dad, the group who got my dad posted that viral, they've potentially robbed victims of any criminal justice at all because of the way it was dealt with and the way it was handled, putting it all over Facebook. So I don't know what was on my dad's computer, if anything, and I'm never ever going to know because somebody deemed to put it all over Facebook instead of letting the police deal with it and it be dealt with in the correct way.
Yeah. I can understand your frustration and anger completely. Meeting people like you is painful because it's not, you know, I've stung God knows how many people. Every one of them's got a family thinking the same as you. And, you know, they must hate me. They must do. It's not a profession. We don't claim to be a profession. We're just trying to do the right thing. But you've got to worry about some of these people, and that's why I said you don't even know if your dad was.
I've got no idea.
You know what I mean? They've not offered you any proof apart from a video, and that winds me up. If I was that team, I would say, there you go. And I would give you the whole, from start to finish, everything he'd said to this child. That's what I would personally do for you.